Hey there. Welcome to Coffee Talk. Glad you're here. We don't have coffee, but we have coffee.
No, we have coffee.
We have coffee.
Kirkland Signature cold brew coffee. 100% Colombian. You know, we should have been doing coffee reviews every week. All along, we could have had a different type of coffee.
That's true.
Could smell it. I'm trying to picture the word that gives the aroma of, because it's not. Anyways,
it's black.
It is straight black coffee. It's.
I just assumed it would be like almost like an energy drink. But
yeah,
it's not.
No, it's not.
It's just coffee.
In fact, I was looking for the ingredients earlier, and all it says is 100% Colombian grown coffee. And I'm like, no, but where's the ingredients? There it actually does say cold brew coffee, water and coffee concentrate.
Great.
That's it.
It's nice.
It's coffee.
It is coffee.
And it's cold and it's still hot.
So I don't know if you have coffee in your hand while you're doing this, while you're watching this. We've been getting some comments that like, I don't drink coffee. That's okay. You can still be a part of this, and we're glad you're here. You're still welcome in this space.
You can go have tea chat somewhere else. No. It's so not about the coffee.
It is.
It's about.
But I think it was also like when we started it. It was like, you know what? I could just use a coffee. If we could just work this all out, but we'll do it while we drink coffee. That's I think where it came from, right?
I feel like there's multi-layers to it, right? It was that, let's just hit pause, take a break, and certainly, I mean, we generally drink a fair bit of coffee as staff.
Oh.
But it was more we feel physically distant, but let's find a way to be socially connected. Well, what connects people? Well, there's a few things. Coffee happens to be one of them.
Taking somebody out for coffee.
Going out for coffee. Well, at the time, you couldn't go out for coffee anywhere. There's limited opportunity for that now. Hey, we could share a coffee.
I do also remember now that this all came out of the Mike Myers SNL skit.
Oh, 100%.
Coffee talk.
I'm surprised we have not been sued. That's why when you were like, let's do a thing, let's call it Coffee Talk. And I thought, my head, I kind of went, I feel like we need another name. Because I'm worried, because we don't have lawyers. I'm worried we're going to be shut down. But anyways, full legal binding name is the Physically Distant, Socially Connected Coffee Talk, and not in any way associated with any property of NBC Universal or... anyways, we digress. But we're sharing today cold coffee. It is September. It is... you know what? All yesterday I felt like it's August. Because the skies are smoky, It's warm and it's smoky, and I can't see across the lake. But here we are, another day in the smoke and noggin.
And we have a little bit of smoke, and it's still hot.
Yeah,
and it's great. It's good.
We're getting by.
That also means kids are going back to school,
yep.
Which we talked about last week, and I think that's awesome. For parents, I'm sure a lot of you are just saying, "Praise the Lord." Praise the Lord, let the earth hear. And so, I think it's been an interesting 5 months for some of us as well too. This is our last child going to school now.
Oh yeah.
So it's a mixed bag in that respect too. Yeah. But
is she excited?
She's very excited.
Yeah.
She's over the moon excited.
That's great.
It's a good thing, and yet again, we're just trying to say thank you, teachers, and thank you, school administrators and principals and janitors and all that you guys do, and you serve us really well. Yep. So thank you all for that. And I was even thinking about like, was there a teacher that that maybe even change like the course of your learning, or even like the course of your life, like even just put you on a new trajectory, a better trajectory, or maybe there was a teacher who put you on a worse trajectory and was a terrible teacher. But
it is amazing how much a teacher's influence can have. So after like grade 10 science, right, is just at least I don't know what it's like today, but at the time, just science, right? And you get a mix of everything. You got a unit of this, unit of that, unit of that. Science is not my strong suit by any means. Like, I mean, there's worse, math, but it's right down there. And
not spelling.
No, and I'm pretty sure I had one of those grade 10 science teachers that just like didn't really know the students and at random would like hit, like if they hit an A, you get a certain comment on the report card, and if it's just some random generated thing. And for whatever reason, my grade 10 report card said that I showed aptitude in chemistry, which I don't. Like, let's be clear. No. But anyways, so took that.
Maybe it was attitude in chemistry.
Maybe. Because ever since then, people have been like, well, why didn't you take biology? Biology is the easy science. I'm like, I did chemistry because the grade 10 report card said shows aptitude for chemistry. Ended up doing chemistry 11, like barely, like 51% a pass, right? I think that's what I had.
Yeah.
I think that's what I had. I just got through it. Barely, and it was rough. So, yes, that was a teacher, but on the negatives, like probably I should have taken a different science, and if the teacher was paying attention, that maybe that would have been the case. But yeah, I mean, I had my grade 12 law teacher was so like he made law exciting, and so for a while I was like, I'm gonna be a lawyer, right? Then even like I was like. The money thing kind of nice, but like just the law became exciting, and thankfully another teacher, a former who was like a teacher I had in grade 5 and grade 6 was like help actually direct me more towards ministry. Like in the grade 12 year was just visiting from the time, and kind of like, what are you doing? Like law, really? Not in a dissing law way, but kind of more like you seem like someone who'd be much more suited in and so that was.
Okay, so I'm still scratching my head that you had law in high school.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
it was one of my two favorite
small
subjects.
town Alberta, where in the same school was K to 12.
Yeah, fair enough.
That is a little bit mind blowing.
Yeah. Well, okay, mind blowing. So it's not like I come from a big town.
We had drama.
That's great. So did we.
That was our big thing.
Yeah, we. I don't remember how many. Let's just say this. My high school, grade 9 to grade 12, had fewer students than CNB, right? Oh. Which is 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
And it was I can't remember how many. When Sheena graduated from the same school, it was like 900 students. She said just the other day. I think it was a couple hundred less for us, but when I was going there, so great. I mean, you compare that to like Mount Boucherie, right, or KSS, like these massive schools that were like. As big as my town, right? It's not like I'm from that big of a town anyways, but we had a law 12. That was one of our classes, and it was, it's cool. It was a great class. But anyways, you talk about teachers that shape a direction, right? Yeah. And my high school experience was because of that. It's hugely shaped. I can tell you, like a lot of the decisions that teachers influence negatively and positively, and bringing that about. So
I had an interaction with a teacher in like grade 6 where they just saw potential in me, and they saw that like I was making dumb choices, and on top of that, I was hanging out with some people who were, as young teenagers, starting to get into drugs and into other stuff, and so she saw me hanging out with them and just said, you know what, I think you could do really well, and just kind of challenged me to do more stuff, and that was huge. And then grade 9, there was a teacher who did math, science, and phys ed, and he was also our basketball coach. Yeah, Dale Van Horn. He was just one of the coolest guys ever, and just had fun with us, but also felt like he was just there. And then Mrs. Christensen was our drama teacher, and she was the one who I'm sitting there in grade 12, and she's saying, so now what are you gonna do after high school? I don't know. And she being in a public school, she said, you know what, you need, because she knew our family, it was a small town, like she just said, you know what, you need to be praying about that. And it was really huge for me to have somebody in that public space challenged my faith as well too.
Sure.
And yeah, through ups and downs and everything, like, had a huge influence. She was also my drama teacher and inspired me in music and all kinds of stuff too. So like, it's just interesting. Those 3 stages had a big shift in what I was doing and where I was going. So I bet you that there's lots of people and teachers in your life. So in the comment section below, put the name of a teacher who had a big impact on you. Hopefully positively. I'm sure you'd have a list of negative. Put somebody like that and let us know. And I think it will also challenge our memory and challenge us to be reminded that, like, our kids going back to school, it matters how those teachers are able to impact our kids' lives. And I think that's something to be praying for as well too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you know what, the thing that I've been most impressed by as a parent who has kids in school is the fact that you can really be an ally of your teachers as well.
Yeah.
Right? Like, the teachers I've encountered don't really want to just be this whole kind of island unto themselves, but would love to know that what's going on in the class is supported in the home and vice versa, right? Like, they would love to know that as a parent, they're appreciated. You know, they love to know that, you know, that you appreciate them, but also have some sort of a connection, be able to put a face to a name and be able to kind of, it kind of helps them understand where the kid in their class is coming from too, if they can kind of get to know the family a little bit. Now, that being said, I know that schools, because of COVID, it's not like the same opportunities just to pop by, or, you know, we'd often have the opportunity as kids are being dismissed just to be kind of hanging out there and say a quick hi or whatever, and introduce yourself. But look for ways, encourage your kids' teachers, and because they're going to make a difference. There's no way around it. A teacher makes a difference one way or another, no matter what. So,
and even if you're in homeschool,
yeah,
a teacher makes a difference. And this is your opportunity to put your homeschool teacher's name in the comment section. Put it there, gain some brownie points.
Sure, yeah. That's right. Absolutely.
Hopefully the homeschool teacher wasn't the worst you've ever had as well.
That'd be awkward. I think there's counselors who probably hear about that. Anyways, you know what? Regardless of the education experience, whether it's in school, at home, virtually, we're all taking. Okay, I know that, I don't know about you. You spend your summer. It's been nice. We've been out and about. Sometimes you spend those times where you're just inside. You're flipping on the YouTube or the Netflix or whatever you turn on. I had a couple interesting videos I came across. And I thought would be worth sharing with everyone because they kind of got me thinking. Okay, I'm going to back it up. I was listening to a podcast yesterday, and they kind of asked that question. I shared this with you a minute ago. That what was the worst movie you ever watched? Question, which made me think: am I taking in a lot of junk? Like I don't remember. I couldn't tell you the worst movie ever. I know I've seen. Like some that was a waste of time. I know I've seen things that my wife would be like, that's a waste of time. Why would you? She'd be like, why do you watch such dumb movies? But a couple things worth maybe checking out because they encouraged me or kind of got me thinking in a different way. Phil Vischer, who he's VeggieTales creator.
He's amazing.
You know what? Certainly love VeggieTales. You know what he created there, but his videos in the last few years. So he's got this one from 2016. The title is a little it's kind of clickbait, but it's the title is "How Doritos Gave Us Trump." So. This is not to get political. I have a feeling it's mostly tongue in cheek. But the last minute and a half, he gets into how Jesus is how Jesus drives out fear, and how as Christians we should be like. We don't need to be afraid of what's going on in the whether it's politics or the economy or anything like that. Mm-hmm. Jesus is our hope, which ties into the sermon I'm preparing for this Sunday. But so I'm not gonna quote. Well, I might quote. Anyways, it's kind of a similar thought. So that's kind of why it was. Maybe all of this is on my mind, but it's the difference that Jesus makes and how we as Christians should be just celebrating that. We got something he talks about Jesus being way more extreme than extreme chips. And more extreme than the extreme politicians. So you know what? You can just check that out. We can probably put a link below, but it was worth checking out. It was interesting.
I would also say of him too that like he's the co-founder of VeggieTales and everything that's gone on there, and like absolutely amazing in that respect. And then he put like a part 2 to his whole career by putting out this whole section of videos called What's in the Bible. And like we as a family will sit down and it's puppets.
Yes.
Who talk about the Bible. From Genesis to Revelation. It is some of the greatest TV that we have watched as a family. And on top of that, we also bought even some audio CDs with it. We're driving in the car the other day, and like the thing is playing, and I'm just driving. I'm in my own world. And in that moment, I actually stop for a second, and I hear 5 voices singing. All around me. And like that was extremely impactful to me, because there is huge influence that's happening just by being a part of that, as well too.
So that series that you're talking about is actually in our church library. So you could check that out if you want.
Jellytelly.com.
There you go. I find it really funny. Like there's a certain like goofiness to it, kind of like a campiness that I just think is hilarious. I will say certain.
But like I would actually say this is also for adults too. If adults don't understand or need a Bible overview, this is actually the best series for you to be going through, even if you're in your 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would highly recommend it. They get into some stuff that help you understand the whole of Scripture. It's amazing.
I mean, it's okay. It's like a good kids movie, I think, right? Because it's like the target audience is like everyone, kids, but then they like work in like the little bits and jokes and so I do know some adults who did not appreciate it as much as I did. And I'm like,
they're out to lunch.
I'm enjoying it. Well, anyways, I don't want to. I think I should bite my tongue.
Phil Vischer.
But, Phil Vischer. So he's got that video. Check it out. That's the How Doritos Gave Us Trump. Anyways, but the one that really kind of challenged me the most, and I actually offer this. So if you're this one, I think okay. I gotta back it up. This is by a guy named Steve. Oh, I'm gonna mispronounce his name. Partly because I can't read what I wrote. Shoot, we're going to have to link this one. It's a Greek name. Steve is his first name. And, I can't read my own writing.
We know a lot of Steve.
Christo something. So just bear with, put it down below. He's presenting to a collection of church leaders for the Greek Orthodox Church. And that's his background. So we got to kind of... don't let that throw you. His main point, he gets in there talking about how often in the U.S. specifically, kids are much more likely to grow up like a fan for life of a football team or a particular brand than of Jesus, right? And that's what he's kind of helping people wrestle with. How is it that a parent will not fear that their kid will like move to a new state and switch football allegiance, but they have no certainty that when their kid goes off to college, they're going to stay connected to Christ?
That's huge.
And he kind of then unpacks why is it that so many people like don't have the same loyalty to Jesus that they will to Apple products or to Coca-Cola or to, pick whatever football team that you've instilled, right?
Social media platform.
Well, yeah, whatever, right? Whatever the thing, but yet they have so little allegiance to Jesus. And so he makes a few good points in there. I mean, I think the first 15 minutes are awesome. They're the best of the whole 45 or so minute talk. But so if you're only going to watch a bit, I'd encourage you to watch that. But the whole thing was good. It is a little more aimed at church leaders, but I think as parents, there's a lot in there for us too to think about, like what we're doing with faith, what our modeling of faith is in terms of how that makes a huge impact on our kids. And one of the main points in there is just that too often we talk about religion as a what, or the what's of religion, right? And we'll say, wow, Christianity is about going to church and reading our Bibles and praying and these sorts of things, but not talking about why and the difference that Jesus makes and how, we don't just have a relationship with a community, it's actually with the God of the universe that, and the difference that Jesus makes in our lives personally. So as parents, being able to capture that, no, here's what God has done for me, and then sharing that with our kids, right, is one of the lessons I kind of came away going, no, I need to get better at that. I mean, my kids love to ask, Dad, tell us a story about your life. Tell us a story about you as a kid. And that's great. They want to hear the funny stories. They want to hear about the times I've fallen and, times I've tripped over a fence or, tried to do riding a little red wagon down a super steep hill. They want to hear those stories. But all the more significant when I can share the stories of where I've walked with Jesus too.
Right.
And so look, all of that's to say basically that, it's kind of a long intro, not the cleanest of segues, but we want to make sure you know about Sunday night on September 13th. That's this Sunday at 6:30. We're going to do a prayer night. And prayer can be one of those whats, right? He kind of makes a point in that video about, too often we make Christianity about the what do we do? What do we do? What do we do?
Or one of the things that we feel like is on the checklist.
Yes. Right? Yeah, absolutely. But you know what? We want to approach it more from a point of why, or maybe more, but not just to sort of say, oh, why are we praying? But to say we have an invitation to the presence of the God of the universe, and he just says, come hang out. Yeah,
and that there's purpose behind it.
Absolutely.
Prayer can't just live on its own.
No.
Prayer isn't just there just to be prayed for.
Right.
It involves me, and it pulls me right into that relationship with God.
And it changes me, right? And so we can tell stories with our kids about the ways prayer has worked. Not that it's I gotta twist this to get to work, but but the difference that praying has made and faith has made in our lives. And so we, not just because we're pastors believe in it, but you know what? We as followers of Jesus believe that it is one of the most important things we do. So we just want to invite you, church, come pray Sunday night. And it isn't just a what, it isn't just a boring old prayer thing, which can be a little intimidating. I know not everybody likes to pray out loud, but it's a great opportunity just to come be together. And we've, been thinking about a few ways to sort of not just be sitting in a circle praying. But Kevin, why don't you share us a few more details about what we're going to do Sunday night?
So Sunday we'll be here at the church. It'll be in the sanctuary. We would like you to register so that we can know who's coming. But really we're going to do prayer and praise. And I would like to do some singing, some scripture, some personal reflection, maybe even a little bit of journaling and an opportunity to pray corporately. And if there's enough of us, then we can break into some groups and be praying together for those kinds of things. But really, we're trying to just be reminded that we are here to be able to pray together. Yeah. We do it together. We do it because it matters. This isn't just an event. Yeah. But we do need you to register. So please register early, either through the Church Center app or on the website. There's a lot of different ways to do that. But
by any chance will there be a link maybe here? Can we do that? Do we have that technology?
I think so.
Can we link it?
Maybe.
We just write, if you click, you see all the YouTubers doing it, and they're like, hey, click right here, and I would love, they point at some part of the screen, and I just love to be able to, could we right here and have a button? I don't know. I don't know the technology well enough, but and this is, I know that signing up for stuff can be a deterrent for people. We still are limited in how many people we can have, and so as much as I think we all kind of yearn for the days when we could just show up, those days aren't coming back in the foreseeable future. Yeah. So sign up, please. Church Center app, church website, links wherever they might be, and just let us know you're coming.
Call the church office if you have to.
What? You can do that? Yes, do that. Call us, email us, whatever. But please don't leave even that for the last second, because you know what? If you just fire off an email on Saturday morning, no one's going to get it. We're not checking the church email 24/7. It's sort of only during Ursula's office hours that those emails will get read. And so would love for you to be together. And we keep saying be together, but to pray together. I know, and I think I shared this last week. Few things have encouraged me in my faith more than just listening to people pray. Yeah. And just that is such an invitation to community to know, we're all kind of following Jesus in various ways together, right? And I say various ways, I mean it's all different, but it's all like different perspectives, just different thoughts, different concerns, but there's so much similarity, and it's so great. So we'll come together, and maybe even as an encouragement to each other, think about some of the things that God's been teaching you in the last number of months. Like this summer, here's an experience because we can practice sharing that with one another. It's going to become even easier to share it with the kids too. And so let's tell those stories to one another. They're not just stories that kids need to hear. They're stories that you and I need to hear too. And so be thinking through that and come prepared, ready to share. It's going to be a great night. I'm really looking forward to it.
So that's it this Sunday.
Yep, this Sunday. This Monday then, just a quick plug for youth stuff. Our youth ministry is going to be meeting at the church Monday night on the 14th at 6:30. So summer, we were doing our summer thing. We'd meet out at parks, and that was 6 to 8. We're going to go back to fall schedule. So it's 6:30 to 8:30 this Monday night. There's lots of ways to get connected with our youth group. There's the Facebook, there's the Instagram, there's the church website's actually up to date for a couple weeks. And because we know it's out of date real fast because anyways, that's on me. I'm not I'll take full responsibility for that. Great youth, 7 to 12. Love to have you come out and hang out and just connect outside. We're going to be outside all night unless it starts pouring. So dress accordingly. It is dark and chilly after 7:30. So, but you got a few little things planned. It's going to be fun. Looking forward to it. And we'll just leave that with you as well. So my coffee's empty. It's disappointing, but I guess that means that our coffee time for the week has expired. Or whatever you happen to be sipping or not while you're hanging out. Thanks for spending some time with us, checking in and walking this road with us together. We appreciate it. Appreciate the community that's been formed here at Lakeview and all the ways that we've been able to connect, even if we're physically distant.
And socially connected.
Yes. So we'll see you real soon.